So during the East Tennessee meetup, I had two different guys basically say the same things. They were complimenting me on the fact that I was going faster, riding smoother, and all around riding better on this big ass bike than I was the VFR in previous meetups. And these are two guys who, woo, a little tighter than expected. These are guys who have ridden with me quite a bit. They've spent enough time right behind me to know, you know, to be able to recognize my habits and things like that. In fact, I had three different people commenting on the fact that I usually ride with my left foot lower than my right foot. And it's because I'm accustomed to not being able to reach the brake pedal. So I generally kind of ignore it unless I think I'm going to need it. And I put my left foot, the arch of the foot on the peg because I do a lot of shifting. Not so much a problem on this bike. I don't have to shift as much. But they weren't real sure why I was riding so much better on this than the VFR, and there's several reasons. First and foremost, this bike is faster, you know. It doesn't handle quite as well, but it's got a shitload more horsepower and a whole lot more torque. So I can go into a corner at the same speed and come out faster, you know. And the handling thing is more or less a non-issue. I think a lot of people try to play up, you know, oh, it's a heavy bike, it doesn't handle worth a shit. That only really matters with what I call the flickability, is the ability to rapidly change direction. You know, go from a left turn to a right turn. Most roads you don't have to do that much. And really, most of the time you're not riding fast enough that if it does happen, it's not crucial. You know, you're not really hurting for time. Whoa, hello dogs. Don't run out in front of me, please. On the Dragon, it can become a bit of an issue, but like here and on the Skyway at 28, doesn't matter. It's a comfort problem. It's not a capability problem. And by comfort, I mean it wears your ass out trying to muscle a big ass bike through there. Whereas having a smaller, snappier bike is physically easier and therefore more comfortable. This bike is also significantly more comfortable than the VFR is. It's got giant handlebar risers on it, which gives me more leverage over the bars. It's got more leg room, the seat's more comfortable. It fits me better, so I'm not fighting the bike as much. I don't have to worry about a lot of things. On the VFR, a lot of times it felt like I had to force it to turn. And I don't really know why, but it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I'm going to turn the handlebars so hard I could swear I feel them twisting in my hands. And on this, you just kind of glide through. Even at higher speeds on sharper turns and like going up 28, you just do it. But the real nice thing is that on most roads, I don't have to shift gears as much. On the Skyway, I can leave it in third, well, fourth really. If I want to blast across the Skyway, I can leave it in fourth gear, just do it. On the VFR, I had to have one gear to go up the hill and to come out of the corner. And it buzzed and rattled enough that going downhill and through straightaways, I didn't want to leave it in that gear. I think it was either third or fourth. But I had to, you know, I'd throw it in sixth gear just for the sake of not vibrating myself to death. Whereas on this, it's quite smooth. So you can kind of just leave it in gear. Now your gas mileage goes to shit, but whatever. Holy crap, big ass fucking rock. So, you know, I think that kind of sums it up. It's like, it's more comfortable. It's more comfortable for me, which is confidence inspiring. It handles just fine. And it's got enough power to get the job done, you know. It's definitely not hurting there. And I am big enough, and I you know, I think most of it's fat, but I am basically fat enough that I think getting on a smaller bike would slow me down because I can't get out of the bike's way, you know? I don't know if that makes any sense to you. But I don't move fast enough. And Dodge has mentioned several times how he doesn't understand how I can ride static, meaning I don't lean off the bike. And that's all that is I weigh too fucking much to be moving around like that. And I can, you know, in the middle of a corner, if something happens and I need to suddenly tighten up, I can shift my body weight pretty quick and pull the bike tighter into the corners. That's not really a huge problem. But I noticed several times during the meetup that I was in 4th or 5th gear and thinking I was in 6th. And I wasn't paying attention to the gear indicator. I was paying attention to fucking everything else. And so I would just go and go and go and be in 4th gear, you know, and didn't even notice because it's just that smooth. So needless to say, I'm quite happy with the way this bike is working out, and I think I'm going to stick with it for quite some time.